Let's just say it. Greetings, unsettled souls. Oh, welcome to the correct views. I'm expecting a guest on air, and Google takes 100 years to go live, except for the one time that I actually talked to my crew. And then, of course, it goes live immediately. Welcome aboard. It's a bonus show. You're not getting this show unless you are a subscriber to the correct views, or unless somebody has taken the show and shared it, which you are allowed to do. We got primary results. Normally we post on Mondays and Wednesdays, or I don't know, Tuesdays and Thursdays. It's not often that we post in the middle of the week, but there has been an absolute promise given to you that we were going to cover the primaries and caucuses, as well as the most painful, agonizing schlackings that you have ever heard here during these primaries. As you can see on FactCam, I'm going to go ahead and quickly, you're not going to get to see my pretty face. I'm going to go ahead to screen share here so that you guys can go ahead and read this as I do. This is interesting. If D-Like joins us, we'll make sure he can just cut it. He's got permission. It's the media speaks. It's D-Like. All right, friends, listen to this. This is why you tuned in. Key presidential primaries, results by state. This is Politico. Thank you, Drudge, for putting the best place for us to find these all in one spot. Oh, yeah. Hawaii, a presidential caucus. Donald Trump by like a damn near 10%, 42.4% over Ted Cruz, Lion Ted Cruz, 32.7%. That's a delegate count of significant amounts there. Of course, a little Marco Rubio, 13.1%. He got shellacked. Kasich, who Giselle, my dear friend, free shout out there, would like to see as a VP on the ticket, or perhaps even win. Coming in at 10.6. Ben Carson, who's not in at 0.9. Bush, who's not in at 0.2. So Ben Carson beat Bush even after they both dropped out. That's priceless. Idaho. Oh my God, was there destruction, pain, and misery? What was that? Ted Cruz, 45.4%. What'd you say, Donald? 28.1%. That there is an utter shellacking.
You failed, you big dummy.
Oh my God. Kasich, 7.4 under little Marco Rubio, 15.9. Carson, 1.7. Bush, 0.4. Rand Paul, 0.4. So it's funny. Rand Paul beat Huckabee, Christie, Fiona, and Santorum, and he's not even running. If he'd have done that well when he was in the election, he might still be in the running. All right, Michigan. Oh, my God. How are you Michiganites? No, I did not say I'm Michiganite. Bernie Sanders, 49.9%. I hear agony in the background. It must be Mrs. Clinton, 48.2%. Aha! Now listen to this. You want to hear about some cheating? I'll give you some cheating. Bernie Sanders won Michigan with 49.9% of the vote and got 65 delegates. Clinton lost with 48.2% and got 68 delegates. How do you come in second and get 3 more delegates than the guy that came in first? Makes no sense whatsoever. We've got the Republican Michigan results. Donald Trump, 36.5%. Lion Ted Cruz, 24.9%. And Kasich, 17. Excuse me, I was 24-3. Delegate count, 25 Trump, 17 Cruz, 6 Kasich. The utter beating, the pain, the agony of little Mark Rubio, 9.3%. He took 0 delegates. Going south to Mississippi, Hillary Clinton. Now, There has been destruction before, but never the kind of destruction like this. Hillary Clinton, 82.6%. Giselle, I hate to tell you this. Bernie Sanders, 16.5%. That is the shellacking of the season. Hillary Clinton in Mississippi took 32 delegates. Sanders took 5. What was that, Bernie? I gotcha. The Republican side in Mississippi, Donald Trump, 47.3%. Lion Ted Cruz, 36.3%. That meant the 24 delegates went to Trump and 13 went to Cruz. Kasich came in third and got no delegates. That is your immediate update regarding the election. However, I am going to go ahead and get to one more story here because I think it's important to note that Lion Ted Cruz has come in second in every instance where Donald Trump hasn't won. Well, we need to go ahead and analyze something here. Listen to this, DC Whispers. Ted Cruz is being used by the GOP establishment, and he doesn't seem to care. The interesting thing here is that, now mention it, he's running as this great outsider. Well, we've covered on here before, look up Ted Cruz Banks. We've covered on here before the way that he somehow gets to be called an outsider while being sponsored by everybody that we all try to hide ourselves from. So if I can get this to work, let me go to screen share real quick and read this to you as well. There it is. Ted Cruz supporters enthusiastically proclaim him to be a political outsider, choosing to ignore Cruz's nearly 20-year-long affiliation at the highest levels of the Republican Party. Cruz's own path to the Senate, in fact, began with a meeting intended to get the blessing of fellow Republican Texas George W. Bush, a man whose presidential campaign Cruz worked for in 2000. That means he made the same error many of us did. While Ted Cruz repeats the mantra that he is an establishment outsider, his actual political history is that of a very motivated and determined political insider, willing to do and say whatever he deems necessary to further himself, which means that while Trump can claim that he is not bought and paid for, Cruz cannot. Going on, that is not so much a slight against Mr. Cruz as is a clarification of his actual political DNA. The term, quote, self-promoter is hardly new to the halls of Congress, but it is applied to his own colleagues, to Ted Cruz, possibly more than any other sitting member of that institution. It's a near constant. Jeff Sessions mentions it. But Ted Cruz is so widely disliked among his fellow senators, not because he claims of being anti-establishment, but simply because nobody trusts him. These same fellow senators who support him watched Cruz quickly cozy up to Donald Trump during the initial months. And now, of course, we know they're battling neck and neck. Other politicians who took Trump on were quickly dispatched. Cruz remained largely untouched, though behind the scenes he was said to be informing his staff that he would happily attack Mr. Trump when the time is right. And we've talked about his ties to the establishment, his time to banking. Everything about him is all about how to pull something off. It said pressure has been mounting within the GOP to have some among the Senate endorse Ted Cruz. This plan has taken longer than originally anticipated because so few of the Senate were willing to do so because of their deep dislike for the senator. I mean, let's face it. The man's face looks like that of Droopy Dog, and I don't want to go where Trump did and say that he was too ugly to be president. But I will say this, I don't trust the man. I really do not trust the man. And if you do, more power to you. Leave a message if you want. That's your update. I'll be live again tomorrow with a full show. You are listening to The Correct Views, and you can donate to the show if you want to. The Correct Views at hotmail.com. All money you give to us goes towards a better show, friends. Good night. God bless. Hit share. Leave a comment, and God bless.